morning, everyone. And here we are. Oh, it's Monday morning. It's Start Your Day on SPTV. And it's great if you want to join Chris and myself from 10:30 till 12:30 or thereabouts for news, for insight, and for some readings later on. But I hope that you've all enjoyed your weekend and have had some fun times and or done some jobs, whatever has floated your boat this weekend. But we are here to start your week with a bang. So good morning, Chris. How are you doing?
Good morning, Karen. I'm fine. I'm not so sure about the bang, but we'll work on it. So, yeah, how's your week been?
Yeah, busy as usual. This weekend I was indoors watching, I attended the AGM online, the SNU AGM online, so I was busy doing that. And then I hosted a wonderful assembly of spiritual inspiration with the wonderful Lawrence Saville was our guest speaker. So I was doing that in the evening. So it was a busy weekend. What about you?
Yeah. I had my workshop on Saturday. I hosted a workshop which had people from Italy, Japan, America, kind of Germany, all over the place. So it's pretty global. I love this Zoom where we could just
Mm,
the outreach that we have all over the world. Isn't it wonderful? So
it
you
is.
can be sat in your jammies and still be all over the world. So it's quite good, isn't it? You know? But yes, I
Do you-
love that. And then so yeah,
so it
so it was a good one, Karen. Thank you.
good, good. Do you know what? It is quite amazing, Zoom, how the world is a much smaller place because of it. And
Absolutely.
you do meet lots of different people from all over the world. And not just they come to the teaching or the services. It's also you get to find out about how they came into spiritualism. You get to find out about how what happens in their country, because we're in the UK and because everything is there. I mean, not so much. I'm still finding my feet in Lincolnshire, but uh, when I sort of lived in London area, there was a spiritualist church in lots. We had lots of them around us. I could name about five within a 5 mile radius. So that's what we know, and that's our mindset. But when you talk to other people from around the world, you realize that they would love the spiritualist churches that we have in the UK, and they fight sort of tooth and nail to reach out to find a church or a medium or something to sort of like fill that need within them. So we are very fortunate, do you not think?
Uh, yes, we are, but like we're on Zoom now, and which is a good thing about it here. It gives the people on the other side of it a chance to interact as well. In
Mm,
which way they wouldn't ordinarily get. Like here on SPTV, we encourage you, the viewer, to maybe ask a question or maybe to come in and jump in on what we are saying with your views. And right on cue, good morning, Kim. She says us good morning here to us all. And we hope,
absolutely.
oh, morning, Karen, Chris, and Richard from Nicholas. Good morning to you as well.
I mean, hello, Debbie Foxley. Nice to have you with us. And also, what's great is people put up where they're from around the world, and we can touch on lots of different people. Morning, Margie O'Brien. It's nice to have you with us. So tell
Yeah.
us where you're from as well, because we like to know. South Africa. Hello, Sarah. It's 11:30 a.m. in South Africa, so it's 10:39 here. Good
Oh, the
morning, Linda.
lovely Linda, who we all know, mummy to us all.
And I will be meeting Linda next this coming Saturday as well. So that's really good.
Here's the
That's
lovely Shaz
fantastic.
Fairy as well. Good morning to you.
Morning, Shaz. Nice to see you.
And and the lovely Kelly as well joining us again. Good evening, good folk. Oh, is it evening where you are?
I think oh, Debbie Foxley's from Northern Ireland. I think Kelly's from Australia.
Uh, Kim's from a damp Wimbledon. You're not alone. We are, in the immortal words of that group, wet, wet, wet.
Absolutely. Yes, I think the whole country is a bit wet this morning. So Margie is from Australia. It's 7:30 p.m. Do you know what? That's something that I can never get my head round. Oh, thank you, Linda. Give you a big hug when I see you. And it's like 7:30 in the evening and it's 10:41 here.
Well, I'm just
Um,
going to say something here. Get Nicola's agree. It's wet and dreary there. Do you know on Saturday what was really disconcerting a little bit? I was talking and teaching to somebody who was still in yesterday.
oh, that's a bit, oh, oh,
You can wrapping your head around that. She was
absolutely,
in
absolutely.
Japan. It was
Oh,
10 a.m. for us, and she was at 6:30 or something in Japan from
wow.
yesterday.
Well,
So, wow.
yeah, I
Good
know.
morning, Joanna from USA, California. Wow, I bet you haven't got any rain there, have you?
Well, I think, hello, Nicola. It's lovely to have you with us. It is very strange. It is very strange with the time differences. So there you go. There you go. So Laura's just saying, morning, guys. I remember the desperate search for a good spiritualist church, and then I found Ashley at Hackbridge, off there now for playgroup with my little one. That's wonderful, because lots of churches use sort of sublet to playgroups and exercise classes and things like that. So have a good morning, Laura. Nice to see you.
Wonderful. And it just shows again the community it can bring together.
Yeah, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
good morning,
Hello,
Caitlin.
hello, Caitlin. Nice to have you with us.
I love
Yeah,
that name, Caitlin. Wow.
it is a nice name, isn't it? I know.
It is. I like to take in people's names, the different ones, because as mediums, if we don't learn these new names, how are we going to bring these people through from the spirit world? Because
Yeah, yeah.
we can't conceptualize that name. We don't understand it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, Caitlin's currently sat in hospital waiting for my partner to get out from his op. Oh, Caitlin, we're sending you lots of healing prayers for your partner, and we hope that everything goes okay. So stay with us,
Ditto.
and we keep you company while you're waiting. So I
Well,
hope
we wish
everything
him
goes
well,
well.
and he's in
Yeah,
our thoughts and prayers.
yeah. Hello,
So,
Diane Smith. Nice to see you.
yeah, nice to see you, Diane. I'm loving the tongue stud that I can see there. So, oh wow.
Absolutely.
So, yes, it's this Zoom has been really a God save for a lot of
It
people, would you
has.
know? You know,
It
and I
has.
think especially when the pandemic was on for us all. Oh, good morning, Sherry from Canada. Wow, lovely. Canada. I love Canada. Um,
So do I. Morning, Angela. Let's
uh,
do a few. Let's do a few more. Let's finish the hellos, and then we can get down to a good chat. Morning,
okay.
Jane.
Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Kat. Good morning, Chrissy. Da, da, da. Oh, yeah, Bedfordshire's really suffered. I've seen it
Oh
on the
dear.
news. It has suffered a lot and quite a lot of floods.
Yes.
Good
Hello,
morning,
Carrie
Carrie
Ann.
Ann.
Good morning, Haley.
Oh, new
Oh,
to
she's new.
us. She's new to
She's
us.
new.
So,
Okay, thanks, Richard. Okay, well, welcome, Haley, as you're new to us. Stay with us, and please, everybody, join in the chat with each other. And also, if you have any questions for us as we're talking, please, let us know. I have got some news coming up, which I'll just do a couple of. We have got Kate May later today, so Kate will be coming on with her tarot scope later today. And
Debbie, we're
Tuesday, this
fine. Just wanted to say we're fine before we miss those comments.
we are fine. And Tuesday this week, we have Ashley Robinson at 7 o'clock. Hello, Wendy from Australia. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Oh, that's another
Sorry, Chris.
Australia.
I know we're popular in Australia, I think,
And
which is
Canada
wonderful.
today. So Canada
Yes.
and a few from Canada and some Australia. Wow, the SBT global reach. I
Do
do
you do
remember.
you do you think it makes it seem smaller, Chris, the world? Because when I was young, I used to think I'd never see places like America or Australia. And I know with
Absolutely.
the travel that we have now with the planes and everything, but isn't it wonderful that you can just turn on a screen and have a conversation with somebody? And I did it over the weekend, Friday night. I had a lovely conversation with my friend Val, who lives in Australia. It was my bedtime, it was nighttime for me, and she was just waking up. So it was a different day for both of us. She was in her morning the next day and I was still in the evening. So it's
So,
amazing, isn't it?
yeah, good morning, Charlie, too. Uh, we don't normally suffer floods in Bedfordshire. Oh, yes, I think that's a thing with most councils there, Chrissy, but won't get into that. That's a bit too political, for us here.
For,
Yes,
for a
Karen, I
Monday
think it
morning.
is. I think You know, a lot of people have don't always have a lot of good things to say about technology, but for one, I think we really should embrace it because yes, it can hinder, but all the times it can help as well. I mean,
Mm,
like now I work all over the world without actually having to go there,
yes,
which is a
yes.
brilliant, brilliant thing. So I get to meet, as yourself, a whole different array of people, and
Mm,
with fresh ideas and fresh outlooks on life, that can help me as a person.
yeah. When you listen to other people's stories, I always find them really inspiring,
Mhm.
because you learn about somebody's journey, about the difficulty, um, or the difficulties that they've had. Morning, Judith. Nice to have you with us.
Good morning,
And
Jay.
also, um, last year I had a conversation with a group of ladies who work in Texas, and the ups and downs that they go through, just to do their mediumship, just to train, just to find out, to work and to believe in a different way from their family and their friends. And it was very much you could feel their passion and their drive for it, which was
Mm.
absolutely amazing. It really
It
was.
is. But I think coming away from the mediumship, because that's what we do, and and there's a few, but I want to touch on the true essence of spirituality. We can come on here. Good morning, Miss Kay. Um, that our experience, no matter what, can touch somebody's heart and life, and through this medium that we're working on, we can help people, you know, just by speaking, just by being present for them. So mediumship's just the icing on the cake, but it's a spirituality, that awakening within us that allows us to empathize with one another, that allows us to show compassion, that allows
Mm,
us personal growth. And yes, when we see these people from different countries where they have different social backgrounds and different ways of seeing life, can awaken something in us to view our life in a different way and then help us take that step forward
mm,
because we must look at life as a spider's web. One thread's broken, it reverberates the whole way through.
mm.
Yet
Yeah.
the rest of the web, the rest of us, can help fix that one thread, you know?
Mm.
So, yeah, Chrissy, quite agree. Yeah, where has September gone? Not just where September's gone, where's the last 5 years gone? You know?
Absolutely. Well, Margie just said something about we all look up at the same sky, but we're in different and that's it does my head in a little bit, with
Mm,
how, because we all look up at the same sky and we see we see the sky, but some of us are looking at the sun, some of us are looking at the moon, and
Yes.
it's the same sky, and it's just really interesting. Same sky and universe, no matter where we are in the world,
It is.
and that says a lot, really.
Well, touching on that,
All under the same umbrella.
yeah, touching on that, we all feel and sense things the same. We all go through those array of senses, but it's how we deal with that, how we look at
Mm,
it, and how we view it. Good
mm.
morning, Debbie Callow, as well too.
Nice to see you, Debbie.
It's how do we deal with that, and through other people's experiences, then can touch our life. You know, it can help inspire us. Where we can maybe think we're trapped, but hear somebody offering a door. So
Yeah,
we're all the same, but yet so different. We all
yeah,
experience the same array of emotions, but yet we all go through it in a different way according to what we've seen, feel, and
yeah.
experienced. And I think that's the beauty of life, because I don't know what you've been through, Karen, or how you've handled it, you know, but I can learn from it and I can empathize with you, you
Mm,
know, and that's the
mm.
beauty of life, don't you think?
Oh, it is. It is.
Good
Morning,
morning,
Brooke.
Brooke. Good morning.
Yes, it is. And everybody goes through things at different times. And some people deal with things in different ways. But when you've been through something, you can empathize and understand when you see somebody else going through it. And you can say to that person, I understand to a degree. I've been through a loss. I've been through something, but I've been through it. So I know those feelings, how it related to me. I don't know your feelings, but I'm here to listen.
Yes,
I'm here to
exactly.
support. You
You
know,
know,
I'm here. I stand with you.
Yeah. You know, for me, I look at it in this way. We only go through three things in life. And that is we go through life, we go through love, and we go through grief. But it's which
Mm.
one do we choose to stay in or to be in that moment? And remember, we do have that choice.
We do, but all those things weave in together, don't they? You
They
know,
do.
you they weave in together, and sometimes um you know sometimes you don't know which way to turn, and sometimes you could be crying one minute and laughing the next.
Uh,
It's the ups and downs of life. um and Miss K has just said on here, I've seen you give people inner peace. No, you're not
Beautiful.
too late, Jade. But thank you for that, Miss K, because but inner peace, I think you have to go through things in life. You can go to beautiful destinations, you can live in beautiful places, but you have to find that sanctuary, that inner peace within yourself, because
Yes.
you've got to find that within yourself. And that's what I've learned. That's what I've
Yeah.
learned over the years. I've been to some beautiful places. I live in a lovely place now. You can have all the money in the world, but does
Yeah.
it give you the peace that you search for? That
Do you
can
know, I
only
think
come from within.
the true moment for me that I say that I found the God spark, the peace, the
Mm,
love, the life, and the joy was when I stood and watched a most beautiful sunset. And, in that moment, everything seems to come together.
yeah.
Did for me. So I think it is wherever we find it, hold on to that, hold
Mm,
on to that. And in those moments of what seemed despair and darkness, we can bring that back. We can bring that back to that moment and relive it, re-go through it, re-feel it, and connect with our emotions, because we are emotional creatures,
we
you
are.
know,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
are.
and
We are.
instead of running from them, I firmly believe we need to be engaged with them, understand them, and just
Mm.
remember They're only fleeting moments in the grand scheme of
Mm.
things. Good morning, Rachel, too.
Um, Margie just mentioned Margie just mentioned a comment, and she said something about a crochet blanket. We are so near yet so far. We are all connected in that web, like you say. It's like a big crochet blanket with so many intricate and beautiful detail and simplicity all at once. We can all love and we can all hurt, but love is at the center of it all. Margie, I
Spot on.
absolutely love that. You know, what a wonderful analogy of the beautiful crochet blanket. And if I
Yeah.
may, I'm going to pinch that and use it because I think that is just a wonderful comment there.
But
And
she
it
touched on
sums it up.
something, yeah,
Yeah.
she touched on something really, which is, you know, can bring it all into one for me, and that simplicity. We do overcomplicate things.
Yes,
You
we
know,
do.
we need to try and simplify our lives. We need to simplify our view. We need to look at things as they are, not what we perceive. And that's the
Mm,
human condition, isn't it? We go into grief, we go into loss, we go into pain, and we kind of just overly complicate it. You
mm.
know, grief is and pain is something that we need to experience. So Debbie's agreeing with you.
Debbie's just said, agreed, Karen. I wish I could find inner peace, but I truly, truly believe that experience is for my next life. Well, Debbie, I don't know what you think about this, Chris, but I think I listened to a wonderful address yesterday, well, two wonderful addresses yesterday, and I'm always inspired by people's thoughts and their inspiration. And I think we've got to focus on this life, you know, first and foremost, deal with today and deal with what we're, you know, and learn from that. You know, I think it's important that we live this like the life that we're in, and you know that don't worry about what's going to happen moving forward. You just live in the moment. It's this, the
Mhm.
moment is now, and that's the moment that we have to stay in. And this is just, you know, my opinion. And it's about living. It's about you know, making the most of things, learning. And you are never too old to learn. You're never too old to try new things and experience life and
Uh,
engage in life and
yeah,
learn from everyone and everything that you do.
yeah. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, it's brilliant that you've learned to simplify things and finding better ways for it. You know, I'm of the opinion, and it was my circle leader that once said to an old lady, and she was lovely. And, you know, when you first start out on this track, you get overexcited, don't you? You want to be living
We
in
do.
this spirit world. You want to be doing this or that. And she says, I'm the weight at your ankles. Remember, you live here, and sometimes we've got to. I think we got to try and experience the present, you
Mm,
know. Let's not go to the past. That was an experience. It isn't anymore. And tomorrow, if we haven't learned today's lesson, how do we know what's going to happen tomorrow?
mm, mm.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's very
Haley,
true.
I wish people appreciate being here more. I'm right there with you. Some people take life for granted and don't appreciate we're one day and gone the next. That's true. We can walk out of our house today and that's it. We won't be walking back in. So,
Mm,
you know, let's be mindful of that. Let's live like we really want to live, you know.
absolutely. Yeah.
And, my wife and I were talking about this last night. We're getting to this certain age, Karen included, we're all of this certain age. And
Yeah.
what is it about this certain age? Not about house, car, money. We decided that it's about experiencing, enjoying those experiencing, having fun in life. Because when we get to that place where we can't get to those experiences anymore, then we've created the memories that we can live off.
mm,
and those joy, and still go over that moment. So we've decided to make, more or less every day count. Let's find
yeah,
laughter in that day and let's,
yeah,
enjoy that experience. Let's have fun. I think in life today, with everything that's going on, we've lost the fun. We've lost the fun of
we
life,
have,
the
we
beauty,
have,
and
yeah.
we need to rediscover that again. Chris said, don't worry, it causes anxiety to look forward. Try to be as positive as much as possible and spread that positivity. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes,
You know,
yeah,
sometimes people feel that the positivity can be encroaching on other people's, grief or pain. I don't
mm.
think it is. I think it's giving them a doorway to, and it's their choice whether they take open that door and go through it.
Do you know what? There's an advert on at the moment, Chris, and what you've just said made me think of that. It's where it's a money advert, and it's where they're talking about how children become aware of money at 7.
Mhm.
And then they're showing children making adults, it's all kids sitting around saying, well, I didn't pay for that calamari, so I'm not going to eat it. I didn't eat calamari, so I'm not going to eat it. But then there's an ad, then they jump to the adult going in to make payments or sit down with somebody. And then the adult comes out and there's a big puddle on the ground, and the adult jumps into the puddle like she was a child. And do you know what? I love that because I see puddles and I want to jump in them. I sometimes see a swing in a park and I want to get on it and swing like I used to when I was a little girl. And in fact, my friend and I, a few years ago, we went to this beautiful arboretum over in Yorkshire, and there was no one about, there was no kids, there was no other adults. And we got on the swing, me and her, and we went, it was like a slidey swing, one of those slidey swings that goes down
Mm.
on a rope. And we just got on it, and we and there we were, at the time, 250-something-year-old women larking about in the park. And we laughed, and it was fantastic.
Well, that's
Absolutely
good. But the thing
fantastic.
for me there is, when I see it, me included, why do we wait till there's nobody around?
I know, because
Let's
I
do it.
suppose there's,
Let's not worry about what they think because
I
that's
know,
their problem. And that's
I
what we
know,
do. We think about, I'm very much in that, I'm always worried about what people think. And I'm starting to learn that, what? I'm going to jump in those puddles, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and, and if somebody says, shh, you're speaking too loud, I'm going to shout, not to
Well,
be
hey,
obnoxious, but to say, lighten up,
I know, I
basically.
know, I know. Hayley's seen the advert. She goes to the swings. So come on, everybody, let us know what silly things you like doing that you used to do when you were a kid. You know,
You know?
finding
Yes,
that fun, finding that fun that you were talking about.
you
So
know, tomorrow's gone, but sorry, yesterday's gone, but tomorrow isn't guaranteed, here on this,
mm,
in this life. So enjoy today. Bring that inner child. You know, I don't like to think, inner child and then old age. I just want to think I'm a child now all the time because
mm,
the child lets go of everything. The child knows how to enjoy life.
mm,
And I
mm,
think we suppress children an awful lot. We suppress the child within.
mm.
Let's learn not to do that anymore.
When I think about the games that I played as a child, um, French skipping, um, on my space hopper, I've mentioned about me on a space hopper, and it's difficult for me to get onto a space hopper now, because I fall off it. But I still grab a space hopper and have a go. I love it, and it takes you back, being free, and
Yes.
being outside in the summer holidays, going out after you've had your breakfast, coming home for lunch, and then coming home for your dinner. And just enjoying that time being free with your friends, no school, no restrictions. We'd go off and we'd play, we'd sort of play, uh, hide and seek. We'd I don't know, we'd just get together and just have fun. We'd put a tire on a rope on a tree and swing on a tire. All those things that we used to do. And Kim's just saying, I look after little children, so I have the great pleasure going on the play equipment and soft play.
Yeah.
I still like playing hopscotch, Kim. I can remember throwing the stone on the hopscotch and then trying to balance, pick up the stone and come back.
That's good.
I
Well,
think it's
even
great.
Victoria's saying here she took up the horse riding, and it's been very comforting. It's something she used to do as a child. My next thing was sometimes, there are some of us that can't mix well with a lot of people. I don't like
Mm,
lots of
mm,
crowds, but don't let it stop us going outside. It's that connection with nature. We
yeah,
need that connection. It helps us, it
yeah.
reminds us, it brings a sense of clarity. You know, I sometimes like going into the middle of the woods and just screaming out and
Now
shouting
that
or
I'd like
singing
to see.
loud.
That I'd
You
like.
know, it's such a release, and it's
It is.
lovely. And
Yeah.
we get to an age where we get the arthritis and the old bones won't move. But you know what? I'm not going to be the old person of yesteryear where we just sat in the chair, watched a telly, and ate biscuits. I want to
Mm,
enjoy every moment, and that's what we've
absolutely.
talked about, as we're getting into those, you know, twilight years. It's all about keeping that fluidity, not just of the
Mm,
mind, but of the body, so that we
very
can
true.
still enjoy it. So why not? Let's get out there and sing, like Kelly's
Yes,
saying here,
Kelly, sing. I
sing.
mean, I love singing. I'm not very good, but I do love it. I do love singing. I used to love singing hymns in church. And even when I was at school, I loved assemblies. And I still love singing. I sing along with the radio or with my tunes that I play. Love it. Building camps
Yeah.
with my cousin out of bits and bobs we found in the forest, but we got held hostage by some horrible boys and they knocked it down. Oh, Debbie, that wasn't very nice, was it?
Well, Debbie,
But
get out there and build another one. This time you can knock them horrible boys down. You know, Don't, let's not count on what, I had a friend who used to, and I'm pinching this saying from her, and it always stuck with me, and it has stuck with me through everything is, don't tell me who I was, tell me who I am.
mm,
So, and I think that says a lot, you know?
yeah,
So yesterday I could, it's who I was, I didn't enjoy it. Today it's a new page. I'm going to enjoy it. I am that person who
exactly.
enjoys it.
Exactly. Hello, Michelle. Lovely to have you join us today. It's nice to have you. Do you know what I've got? I know that, Linda. I know some people can't get out there, but do you know what? There's what we've been talking about with technology, coming together and having a laugh with people on Zoom. I can remember during the pandemic, my friend Neil Payne, he organised an online New Year's Eve party. And we all came together with our fancy hats and our glass of bubbly, and we listened to music. We did a quiz night. We came together through the power of Zoom.
Mhm.
And if you want a group where you can sing or where you can just, this is if you can't get out, then we can reach out to people on, through the
Do you know
internet,
something
which is
though? This is
fabulous.
going to sound a little callous here, but when we say we can't get out, okay, there are places where, I mean, if you can get in a car and go to church or go to the shop, then don't tell me you can't get out. You can get in your car. Just go and find a car park that's on a beachfront or a car park that's
Mm,
near a wood. Just open the doors. Allow that air to come in. Those sights, those sounds. Allow yourself just to be a part of that for a moment. You
mm,
know, it's very good for the soul. It's very good for your mental health. And it's very good
it
for your
is.
sense of being, you know.
It is.
Hello,
It
hi
is.
Sam to you as well.
And let's just on that point, I think talking about soul and well-being, and seeing what's happening in the coming week. Let's just now welcome our outside broadcaster, our lovely Kate May, as she brings you your astral chart, your horoscopes, your tarot scope for the week, because I know everybody on here looks forward to Kate, and she's a lovely lady. And so it's now time, I think. We've been chatting for a little while just so that we can take a break and move over to our wonderful Kate. So Richard, are you okay with that? Okay, so it's now 11:10, ladies and gentlemen, and it's now time for me to say Roland Richard.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kate May, Monday Mystic. Here is your week ahead tarot readings for each zodiac sign. You can catch me on katemay.co.uk if you want to book a reading or a session. Let's have a look. We are in the 30th of September. How mad is that? Okay, let's have a look. Aries, your week ahead vibe is celebrations, recognition, good news. Your hard work is paying off. You're reaching a positive milestone, and you are sharing the love, sharing the joy with somebody very special. Your home is feeling a lot more secure. This is a four of wands, so it does talk about celebrations and success, but more stability, more security and recognition coming your way, Aries. Taurus, it's a heavy week. You might find that you've got a lot of responsibility on your shoulders or a bit of weight, burdens. However, as a 10, this says just keep on going. Try not to take on more pressure. Try not to add to that weight on your shoulders. Delegate where you can, but you are coming to the end of a either stressful patch or just a patch that's been feeling it's overwhelming you. Keep on going. You're almost at the top there. Gemini, celebrations, time to party, let your hair down, connect with your girlfriends, do things that are going to make you feel good, feel alive, spend time with those that you love. But some good news is coming this week that you can celebrate. Cancer, blast from a past. Somebody from the past could come back into your life, or healing from a past situation. We're shining light on darker times now, Sun in Scorpio, so we're shining light on things that have been difficult or challenging from past experiences. Somebody could come back in to help you heal, or a past situation may be coming to the surface now where you can heal and move on from that. Leo, it's time to educate yourself. There is new things on the horizon. It's exciting. You're entering a new exciting opportunity, and the potential is huge around you for growth, adding to what you already know, and for finding out about yourself in a more excited way there. But look at teachings and learnings. Look at where you can expand. Virgo, you're reevaluating everything this week, Virgo. You're looking at what works for you, what doesn't. Are you on the right path, or do you need to make some changes? And this is about patience. This is like slowly just reevaluating where you want to spend your time and energy, who deserves your time and energy. But it's come off the back of good things. So it's like you're in a successful place, Virgo. You've done all right. Now you just want to make sure that you're on the right track, so that where you spend your time and energy for the next year or 6-7 months is the right pathway for you. So take your time in reevaluating what is the right way, and have patience in movements for you. Libra, full circle, coming up to your birthday. Loose ends are being tied up. You're entering a new cycle, a new chapter. Could be some holidays that you're talking about, but you're in a space, Libra, this week where we have got one ending of a cycle going into a new cycle, so completion. This is a successful card, so it indicates a completion in a successful way, in an attainment way, and where you're ready for this new chapter coming. Scorpio, forget where I am. Scorpio, big awakenings this week. You're going to have some revelations. You're going to have those penny dropping moments, that aha moment. You're going to see the bigger picture. You might have a big important decision to make this week, Scorpio, that allows you to release things, to let things go, and helps you kind of feel awake, and that aha moment and that big spiritual awakening around you, where you just see things clearer. So big decisions coming in this week, Scorpios, where you go, I know what I need to do. I can see the bigger picture. I get it. Sagittarius, Happy, 10 of Cups, feeling happy, contented, successful. Life is good this week for you Sagittarians. A sense of completion, and it's the happy ever after card. So you may have some good news or just feel that you're in a nice bubble of complete emotional happiness and contentment. Could be some wedding energy, marriage energy, happy families. Aquarius, bit stuck this week. Do I do this? Do I do that? You might be feeling a little bit in limbo in your decisions and what decisions to make. Now, for me, this card is about being on pause. So it's not the week to make a decision, Aquarius. It's like figure it out first. Wait for the tide to settle. Wait for things to calm down, or wait for there to be a bit more of a clearer view of a situation. You can't run away from it. Can't bury your head in the sand. Something will need addressing, but not necessarily this week. Trust your intuition and be in that place of a little bit of stuck while the universe does its thing to settle down. I forgot Capricorn, didn't I? Capricorn, being stuck. Now, Capricorn, this is, although it's being stuck, it's also about holding your own and protecting yourself. So not much going on this week, really, Capricorns, other than just protecting yourself, perhaps saving your money, being a bit cautious, I'm going to say. Being a bit cautious, Capricorn, with where you put your time and energy, but also your finances. You could be saving up for something or needing to save up for something. So I don't want to say be too tight, Capricorns, but I do feel like I just want to say be cautious about what comes in and what goes out. Be smart with your money, particularly. And Pisces, we've got your own card, Pisces. Now, this is like lovely. It indicates that emotionally you're feeling a bit more settled, a bit better. You could find, if you're single, that somebody comes into your life, or if you're in a relationship, that things just deepen a bit. Spiritually, you could be advancing there and just feeling like life is settling down and just a little bit smoother, a bit kinder to you. Trust your intuition this week, Pisces. And if you're looking to do something that really floats your boat, feel that way for it. Try not to overthink things, but feel what's good for you. Feel what makes you feel happy and do more of that.
Yeah, so I don't know about the week after.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. We are back. Thank you so much, Kate, for that wonderful insight onto everybody's week. I know that you really enjoyed that. And while we're on the subject of cards, as a lot of you know, Richard created the SPTV Oracle deck, and we do have 10 packs left. So they are up for sale. All the details can be found on the website or at sptv.uk. You can find out all the information about what goes on SPTV. And a happy birthday, Jessica, for yesterday. I hope you had a good day. So if you are interested in having your own beautiful set of SPTV cards, then you can purchase them. And also, Richard will be organising a tutorial for those of us who have bought the cards already. And he will be sorting out some dates for that soon. They will be, so he's going to be giving the background and the detail of each cards. Thank you, Nicola. They are good cards, aren't they? They really are beautiful. You know, they are got some beautiful graphics on them, and they really tell a story. So he will, so keep a lookout for that, because he will be issuing some dates for the tutorial on the cards. And also, just to remind everybody that tomorrow, Tuesday, we have the wonderful Ashley Robinson on the show at 7 o'clock. And that's basically. And Wednesday, we have Jordan Richards at 7 o'clock as well. And Thursday, the wonderful Ashley Oliver. So it's all happening. We've got quite a busy week this week. So don't forget to keep looking on Facebook, YouTube, and the website for any more updates. Okay. So
I was going to say to you in that way, I was going to say to you, are your teeth in? You get stumbling there.
I know. I think I'm a bit tired today, Chris. And I hope that I'm not coming down with anything, because there's lots of coughs and colds around at the moment. So
good morning, Julie.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. And Penny, who's joined us as well. So from earlier on.
It's so lovely to have you all with us. We've been talking about how the world is a smaller place, how technology can improve our communication, and also the fun things that we did as children. So I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I'd just like to find out some of the fun things Chris gets up to. Now he's been telling us that he's finding the inner child with going out and about. So Chris, what floats your boat? What do you get up to? What do you find fun when you're out and about?
I really don't think I could say it in public. I'm finding that.
Well, you know,
Yeah. So I think I'm finding like that just the joy of reconnecting, with life really, because in so many ways I was always shy and not really trusting of people, you know. So going with what I am doesn't really marry up, does it? So it's learning to reconnect with, people. And I think also that it's learning to not to judge as well.
mm,
You know, what floats my boat? I love being out. I love seeing the birds. I love going for a walk. My wife and I love bird watching. So, we go and watch the birds and the little furry animals. Yesterday, we decided to have a little walk in the afternoon before all the rain came. And we were so blessed that as we were walking, we suddenly froze. In front of us, a group of big deer came out in front of us with one of this year's, fawns. And it was
mm,
just a beauty. And they didn't actually run off so quick. They stopped and looked at us, you know? And just to see something like that is such a beauty that we are fortunate that that we have these beautiful, blessed animals around us, and that we could see all the kites in the sky. It was a beautiful thing that reminded that, there's a lot of life out there. And,
definitely,
you know,
definitely.
and we
Yeah,
don't connect with it. We've started, everything's about being inside and these square boxes that we call TVs or computers.
mm,
Sometimes we really need to immerse ourselves in that life, and that's what I'm trying to do. Trevor is taken up swimming. Right? I used to love swimming, Trevor, and I'm thinking about getting back, out there. But then, we get that self-conscious bit, the bits that have gone south now, So,
mm.
but we need
The
to do it.
Helen loves seeing robins when she's out walking. Absolutely, Helen. I love that as well. I love seeing all the wildlife. And like Chris, it's so nice when you see the deer and the fawns. And but I've started qigong, and
Ooh.
it's the ancient Chinese sort of it forms them forms of martial art, and it's qigong, and then you get tai chi, which most people know, but qigong is the actual actions that make up the form, which is tai chi. And last week I thought, oh, can I be bothered in going? Shall I not go? But you know what? I thought, no, come on, Karen, get yourself organized, because we get caught up in the everyday, jobs. And I thought, no, I'm going. So I went, and I felt much better for going. It's sort of
Uh,
it's very good for your health. It's good for your well-being, your mental health, your physical health, and it really does help you. So I've
well, it's
been
all
doing
about
that. I've been
movement,
doing that.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's all about the
yeah,
movement,
yeah,
here. I'm looking at Chris's here. I have fond memories of that as well, where we used to go carol singing to get those little bits of
yeah,
extra money so we could buy the presents for mum, and also the penny the guy. Yeah, because to get our treacle toffee, which I still love. I
mm,
still have those
yeah,
lovely memories. Isn't it funny when you can eat something or something, you get that smell and it takes you
yes,
right back to when you were a child, you know?
absolutely,
I walked
absolutely,
past the
yeah,
other day, I don't know where it was, but I got this sudden smell of freshly cooked bread, which we don't get anymore. Um, but my God, I went straight back to that childhood when I used to go run up to the shop and get the first fresh baked
yeah,
loaf. and it was still warm, run back down the road and get a slice and put butter on it, and it melted in. Wow, what a
Oh,
lovely
don't. I can.
memory of that.
Oh, do you know what, Chris? I love hot bread. There used to be this wonderful bakers that used to be near where I used to live, and they would always do the cottage loaf, the with the
Mm.
bun on top. And you'd walk past and you'd just take in that smell. And they had the bakery at the back of the shop, and it was the best bakers. All the little coconut madeleines, all the beautiful fresh donuts. Um, it was fab, Debbie. I have to say, the nearest I've come to it is there's a little bakery in Louth, which we now go to, and they do a lot of fresh baking. But
Yeah.
Chrissy, that's a good one. Putting a cup, having a cup of tea and a chat, and putting the world to rights.
We
That's
don't
very
do
good for
enough
the
of it,
soul.
do we?
I
We
know, I
don't do
know,
enough of
I
it, you
know.
know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think
yeah,
really there used to be something about coming together and having that cup of tea and a slice of cake, or even just a slice of fresh bread, just coming
yeah.
together.
Oh, hold on.
Wow.
Richard's just saying.
Wonderful.
Oh,
So
I love that. Richard's just saying that he loves to go out and have a cup of tea with his brother and sit and put the world to rights and make up mad stories. So that's also fun. I do that at airports, Richard. I like trying to put different scenarios with people. Hello, Shannon Lee. Lovely to have you with us. I love to see, well, I wonder where they're going. I wonder what the connection is with people when you see people at airports, a bit of people watching.
yeah,
But
I love it at cafes where you just, like in the summer when it's all good days, when you just sit out on a table, cup of coffee, and I watch people go by and look at them and just think, I feel so great. Makes me feel grateful for my life, because if you see somebody with a frown on it, you think, oh, your heart goes out to them, and I'm feeling happy at the moment. What can we do to make them happy?
mm,
So Linda saying the world has changed. It's called progress, Linda. That's what I was always told. And you know, it's called progress. It does change. But you know what? We don't have to stay stuck in the past. We can
no,
evolve with that changed world. That's the beauty of it. But how are we willing to push ourselves and learn new things? Are we willing to catch up with what the rest of the world is doing now? We don't have to languish in what was. We can try choose to be part of that change. Uh,
I was funny. Richard's just given us a little bit of download from above there, and he's talking about the values of the past. And funny enough, Richard, I was thinking as I saw that, I was just thinking the same thing. Everything has moved on, and we move with it. But the values, the core values that we've learned over the years, that still stays with us. I think we
yeah.
move forward, and it is the core values. you know I can still remember my mum saying to me, watch your manners, take your elbows off the table. I was told you have to, please and thank yous, remembering to respect and be kind. And that stayed with me, and I keep those values, and I pass them on to my son.
Richard was saying
And
also that how we're so scared and we want to stay in the past because in the 60s and 70s there's maybe wasn't as many stabbings or things going on. I think a lot has to do with society now and that social unrest, and also the fact that I don't think it's reported as then as much as it is now, you know, because bad news sells. It really does,
it
and
does,
that's
yeah.
that's the sad indictment we live in, the sad world we live in, and it's not a good indictment. You know, I heard something the other day, and I think it was I was watching Simon Reeves, and he said something that was really poignant to me, you know, and that is embrace your scares, embrace the fear, you know, because you never know unless you embrace it, whether you can achieve it, you can go through it, you can experience it. It brings that feeling of life. You know, I put it very simplistic, but when he said it, I thought, yes, you know, there was such a lot I haven't done because I was too scared to try. You know, I was on holiday last year and I was not going to go. I kept thinking, and I think I've said this to you, I wasn't going to go on a jet ski because I was afraid I was going to fall off in the middle of the sea and I was going to get eaten by a shark. You know,
Mm.
and then I thought to myself, and I had gave myself a bit of talking to, you know, what if you go on it, you fall off into the middle of the sea, you get back on that jet ski and you enjoy it? So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
what am I
Sometimes we,
not embracing? What am I cheating myself out of? You know?
I know. Trevor brought up a comment that flashed up. When I was in the Scouts, we had Bob a Job week. We choose to face our fear once by knocking on a lady who used to scare us as children, as we used to think she was a witch, and ended up weeding her garden. I love that. Sometimes you don't, you think that people are scary, but when you get, when you get to know them, it's interesting. I had a teacher, Trevor, and Miss Phillips, and she used to walk into the room and she used to scare the pants off everybody. She'd just stand there, and she was such a formidable lady. And we went on a school trip, and she was the teacher that was on the school trip, and everybody went, oh no, we've got Miss Phillips on the school trip. And I was ill on the school trip, and there was one day I couldn't go out. I was I was in bed. I was poorly, and she came to see me every night. And because I couldn't go on this particular event, we were away for about a couple of weeks on this school event. She bought me a present so that I felt it, so I hadn't missed out. And I've never forgot that. And she was so kind. And she sat with me, she chatted to me, and I saw a completely different side to her. So sometimes we put a face on things, don't we?
We certainly do.
You know,
Like Trevor, we had one. I think we all have a witch in the neighborhood when we're children, you know. And this lady did actually look like one. The nose match and the wart on the side of the face here. And honest to God, I think actually I might have wet my pants when, when she was telling me off for something. I don't know what. But yet, you know something, that that lady, I remember. I don't know how I helped her, but I remember helping her. And she gave me a box of black magic. And that was the first time I'd had
oh,
these chocolates. You know, so that person that was so scary turned out to be the kindest giving lady I ever knew, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's, do we embrace those scares? Are we willing to meet it halfway, you know?
Mm,
So
mm,
it's kind of a thing that I think somehow we still don't face our fears,
yeah.
even as adult. You know, this when we're supposed to have all this knowledge and this, life experience. I don't think we've faced our fears nearly enough.
True, true.
You know?
Yeah. It is, okay. So we're just going to take a little break now and just go for an advert. So stay tuned, and we will be back soon.
Introducing the sptv app, your digital spiritual guide, for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
On with that now.
Oh dear, I don't know. I don't know. It's a sleepy Monday today, I think, everybody. So we're back. I hope that you enjoyed that little ad break. And remember, there's lots going on SPTV. We have the cards, we have the app, we have we have the Facebook page, and we have all the wonderful shows that are happening this week. So we have Ashley Robinson, we have Jordan Richards, and the Reverend Ashley Oliver. So please stay tuned to all what's going on. But I just want to add here, on Saturday night, Nick Brown and I will be back together at Littleport Village Hall for a demonstration of mediumship. Tickets are selling fast, so please come and join us if you're in the area, because Nick and I would love to see you, and it would be so great if we could get some members of the SPTV family to come and say hello. This event will be streamed, but the only people that will get the messages are the people that come in person. But if you want to watch the stream of Nick and I meeting each other for the first time face to face, then you are more than welcome to watch it, but you won't be getting a message if you are online. It will only be for the people that come out on Saturday night, the 5th of October at 7:30 to meet us. So
I'm sure that's going to be a good event.
do
I'm
you know
rooting for
what?
it.
I'm excited about that. I'm
I
very
would
excited about that.
I would have supported you, but I'm actually working as well. I'm working for Lilydale, so and a couple of
Ah,
things there. So I would have supported you on that. So I'm sure everybody, it's going to be a wonderful day. Where is Nick
wow.
gone? Oh, well.
Nick is fine, Jessica. He's just doing some other bits and pieces because he is a very busy man. Remember that he is a Reverend Nick Brown, so he is about. It is in Littleport Village Hall, Debbie, in Cambridgeshire. It's Nick's home. It's where Littleport Spiritualist Church is based.
It's not
And
too
of
far
course,
from Ely.
right. It's not far from Ely, which is quite a famous place in Cambridgeshire, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
of course, I'm not only going to get to meet Nick, I'm going to meet Linda too. So I'm really
Oh, yes.
excited about that. So Richard put up the advert again. If you follow me on Facebook, Debbie, or friends on Facebook, I've posted it on my Facebook page too. So it's Littleport Village Hall. You've been gone for about a month and I've missed a lot. Yes, Jessica, but Nick is still around, and he's also going to be doing his outside broadcast. So he will be coming in with a bit on the side about philosophy. So he will be doing that soon, but he is still available on social media and he is very, very busy. Yes, I will look forward to meeting you, Eunice. I'm pleased that you are coming along. It will be so nice to meet lots of people. So
Jessica, on
yes,
the upside of Nick going, you've got me, the handsome me.
of course, of
You know,
course. You know,
what more do you
SP,
want on your Monday morning?
SPTV only have quality,
Of
don't
course
we,
they do.
Chris?
Of
Quality,
course they do.
quality.
I'm glad you've said that.
It's all the hosts are quality on SPTV because he who must be obeyed above has nothing less.
Oh,
So there you go.
exactly.
There
So what
you
are you going to
go.
do with yourself this afternoon on this rainy, dull day? What's happening in Karen world today?
Well, Karen seems to be spending a lot of time in her office, but do you know what? I've made this a really nice space and it's my place. And I come up here and I'm going to be doing some work on a course that I'm starting tonight, called Finding Your Voice 2. I've got a group of students that did the first one, and they'll be finding more finding their voices and speaking. It's about empowerment and inspirational speaking. And so I'm busy finishing that off. And then of course I'll be meeting the students tonight. But of course I have to do my usual job. I have to cook dinner for everybody. I've got to pop to the shops, the usual stuff. But within that usual stuff, we have to do the usual stuff in life, don't we? But
We do.
I've found a love of cooking again, and like our Richard, who's been doing a bit of baking, rediscovery, I think is the word.
So,
Oh, what
oh,
was that? What was
he
that?
bought a mixer at the weekend.
Oh, he's bought a mixer, everybody. So we're going to get more cakes. So do you know what? You can rediscover things that you used to do and find that joy in it. And I think that's important. So what are you up to? What are you
Well,
doing?
do you know something? What I've noticed, like yourself, we're always busy and we're always, going, 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 going. And today, we said what we would do today, this morning with the rain, rediscovered of what we would have done years and years ago. What did we used to do on a rainy day? Well, we used to get on the sofa, we'd hunker down, nice fire or a blanket or a cozy blanket, a little treat sat next to you with a nice drink and just a nice film. So because I don't think we take enough time nowadays for ourselves. So it's just want to recharge the batteries, just want to re-energize. And so what are our
Mm,
viewers going to do? Are you going to do the same? Because a wet day is exactly for that, I think. So let's not
it is.
waste it. That
Yeah.
opportunity that Mother Nature's given us.
So what film are you going to watch? What
I
film are
don't
you
know.
going
I'm
to?
going to go through Prime and Disney and look at them all. You
So
know?
any recommendations for Chrissy's afternoon movie? That's something you've
Well,
seen on
it'll
Netflix
be,
or whatever.
you know, obviously you women like your style and men like their style. So I've got to try and find a common ground between us.
Yeah, Mike and I have that issue sometimes, trying to find the common ground because we like some things together, but Mike likes more action and movies than me.
Of course, he's a
Um,
man. We all do.
but he also we like some comedies as well. So it's finding that common ground. So if you've got any choices for Chris to watch his film this afternoon, please let us know. Any recommendations that you've seen, because I love a movie. Oh, one of
Oh,
my
I
favorite
do as
things to
well.
do
I
is
think
watch a
something that just
movie.
needs to, bring a bit of lightheartedness where you can just like, I do love a movie that I'm one of those I overthink and I think things and I can look at a movie and if it's one of those thrillers where I think I've got it in the first part. I
Yeah,
usually
me
know
too.
who it is because I've sussed it all out. But I do like those movies where we can just switch off. And I think today, let's have a switch off day where I can just take
Absolutely.
it in, find that humor. You know,
Mm.
we caught the last part the other night was, obviously this last week we've lost um, lovely Dame Maggie Smith, haven't we, in this last week?
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
And I loved some of her movies, and
yeah.
we caught the quartet, which was on Saturday
Oh, I
night, and
love
I've
that.
loved that. That
Yeah,
was that light-hearted part of it, and bringing her
yeah. Seen that.
indomitable self. But I also
Yeah.
feel as though I might be leaning towards the lady in the van again. The van, that one was a real good
Oh,
one where
that's a
she
good
parked
movie.
on
Yeah,
somebody's
that's a good
drive.
movie. Yeah. Do you know, it's good to sometimes watch a movie again because you miss things
Yeah.
that you miss things from before. Jodie, good morning, Jodie. Jodie's a lovely lady. and she'll be joining me tonight in my class. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Conduct for Chris with Guy Ritchie. Oh, Chris might like it. Not quite sure Sarah will.
No, I think, do remember, Jodie, I've got Sarah with me on the other sofa. So if I want to enjoy that movie, I don't think I will be able to with that. Oh, yes.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, the 80s movie. Richard's just given oh,
Yeah.
that's brilliant. I love Tom Hanks. Richard's just giving his insight into the movie world. I love anything that man does. I love Big with the piano. I love that.
Oh, right. Yes, that was a good
Yeah,
one. You know,
yeah.
we're going through the Pirates of the Caribbean at the minute. I love that. Sarah's not so keen, unfortunately.
Mm,
I love all of that fantasy drama and,
I do.
fantasy science fiction. I love it all. But
Yep.
I'm a very big, the one thing that Sarah doesn't like is that I'm a very big Bond buff. I love Bond and anything like that. And it doesn't matter that I've seen it all, every one of them 1,000 times. I can sit and
Mm.
watch it again. You know?
Well, all you've got to do, Chris, is wait for Christmas Day because there's always a Bond film on Christmas Day.
Not this year. I shall be in the Caribbean. Unfortunately, I've got to really tough it out and rough it in the
Oh,
Caribbean on
well,
Christmas Day. So
make sure you don't meet any pirates.
exactly. Yes, yes. How apt was that, Nicholas? See, you really segued that in brilliantly. So
I like that. Oh dear, I don't
well, I
mind.
think I'm
I
going
don't
to
mind.
go for that one now. I've really got that stuff. We'll have a look for that, the Maggie Smith one, the one in the van, because I thought it was really, it's a true story, isn't it? And
It
it
is.
really
It
is.
is.
I like
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Trevor's just said Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yes, that's a good one, Trevor.
that was,
Do you know what? They made some good, funny films in the 80s as well.
oh, they
So,
did. Carry
carry
on.
on films.
I
When
do
you
love the carry on.
Yeah, I mean they are funny. They really are. Um, I used to watch those as a kid, and a
Yeah.
lot of the innuendos and everything that went over my head. But you just laugh at the funny antics, and of course Hattie Jakes as matron, and yeah.
All right.
So
I
you've
could
got
just
see,
hear
you've got
Nick going, "Oh, matron," in my head.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I'm sure he would. So you've got a few, and I'm sure there's more in the comments, Chris. So you can have a little look to get some inspiration for your movie with your snuggle blanket, and of course your lovely Sarah. So
Yeah.
yeah, just think of me working, won't you? You just think of me just typing away.
I'll try
So
very hard to. Oh, the
yeah.
exotic. Yes, I like that. The exotic,
Oh,
the
and
best exotic Marigold Hotel. Yeah, that was
Maggie Smith's in
brilliant.
that. Maggie
Yeah.
Smith's in that as
Now,
well.
have you seen this? This was a brilliant movie, The Shack, and that was on Prime and I think it's Sam Worthington, and it's very spiritual.
Yes.
Absolutely very spiritual. I do agree with very moving. I think I
Yeah.
even had a couple of tears in that one myself.
Yes.
So both
Yes.
Sarah and I watched that, and we both agreed that was brilliant, brilliant
Oh,
movie,
that
and
was a very
recommended it.
moving film. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. Oh,
Hello, Tony. Thank you for sharing. The subject is, well, we've covered so much this morning, Tony. We've spoke about um oh, that's another one. That's a good one, Helen. Good night, Mr. Tom. But we've
yes.
spoke about so many things, Tony. We've covered what we used to do as a child. We're on movies now for Chris to watch this afternoon. We've spoke about things that we used to do when we were kids. We've covered lots of subjects which have been absolutely wonderful. But you know what, Chris? There's one thing that we haven't covered that I think we ought to start thinking about doing. Because I'm getting a little tap on the shoulder
Oh, is
from
that about your false teeth?
no, no, I haven't got them yet, thank God. No, this is the tap on the shoulder from the wonderful world of spirit, and they're actually saying, "I'm here, I'm here." So I think we ought to relax and invite the spirit world to draw close. And do you know what? They're very clever, the spirit world, because because they know that I like movies, they often bring the characteristics of people, of their characteristics through the movies that I watch. So it's interesting that I've just got a lady that draws close to me. But still keep your comments coming in, everybody. But also, if you can comment, if you can understand what we're saying. And I'll go first this week, as you went first last week, because it's only fair. It's only fair. So I sound like I'm about 7 now. So there's I've got a lovely lady that draws close to me, and she's making me feel that she had chest issues, and I know that she's grandmother. And I just feel that there must have been, because I had in my mind, as I said, Hattie Jakes, and we spoke of matron. So I know that this lady worked in nursing. I know that she worked in nursing, and I don't know if she was a matron, but I just know that she had that characteristic of being a little bit formidable, but also with a big heart of love. And I feel that she wants to speak to her granddaughter as she draws close to me. And she quite enjoyed giving that fierce look and then smiling. And I know that the granddaughter on here could be a little bit cheeky when she was younger, because she's saying, I loved her cheeky ways. I loved, and you would be the only one that would sort of get away with things or stand up to her a little bit. And I feel there was other grandchildren, but you were the I don't like to use this word, but sort of the favorite. You were the one that was closest to her, because I feel that you spent quite a lot of time with her. So if anybody can understand this lovely grandmother, and I get the sense that she could be close like a mum, as you know, that feeling of mum, but a grandmother. So I feel that she spent quite a lot of time with you. And also I feel that she must have nursed in the community, because I feel she was going round sort of door to door. Do you remember the district nurses from years ago, where they'd sort of knock on the doors and say, it's a bit, and I'm taken back now to that wonderful series that is my absolute favourite, of Call the Midwife. So they'd knock on the door and they'd say, midwife calling. So I don't know if that was her remit, but that's what I feel here. And I do feel I want to go to London. I want to go to London with this. So does anybody understand this lady at the moment? Hello, Karen Gunn from Jacksonville, Florida. That's lovely to have you with us. But who can understand this? Kim, auxiliary nurse in the war. Okay. So you can, that sounds like my mum. She was a nurse and chest issues at the end. Okay, Helen. So we've got Kim and we have Helen. But would you understand, both of you, that she spent quite a lot of time with you? But as I say the word time, I know that she was a stickler for time. Right, my mum was a midwife at the start, bike and everything. Helen, I'm going to work with you here, because that sort of fits, because I just got midwife calling, so I know that fits with you. But I feel that she was a stickler for time, and I feel also, especially towards the end of her life, she would have sort of been, you know, you said you'd be here at 10 and you're not. So she loved people to be on time, and she was always on time for with herself. And she's showing me now that I know I know that nurses always have the little watch attached to their uniform, but would you understand that somebody has this, that it's still about, or she gave it to somebody? And I also feel that there's someone in the family that either went into nursing or is thinking about going into nursing. I think there's somebody young in the family, a younger person in the family, that is thinking about going into nursing, because it's like she's passing on the little watch that she used to have. So I feel that there's somebody in the family that's thinking about that. She would honesty was a big passion with her. Honesty is the best policy. And I also feel she wants to say that to you, Helen. So I feel there's a situation around where you have to think about being honest about something. Honesty with yourself. Honesty with yourself. And you know what? I feel that she loved her nursing days, and she's right, okay, lovely, that's great about she was punctual and you gave her the watch, right? Okay. But I just feel here that she loved her nursing days, and there was dedication. She was very dedicated, and I know that the community that she was involved with was very important to her. And I also feel that even when she wasn't nursing, my cousin and her daughter went into nursing. That's wonderful. I feel that when she wasn't nursing, she still cared about the people in her family and the people in her community. And I do feel that that there was a close community around her. And she wants to say thank you for that, because she was very grateful for that community. She was very grateful for the people that cared about her. And she's saying that, what goes round comes round. She cared for people, and then they cared for her. And I feel that people went out of their way to help her. And she said that just filled my heart with pride and love, because, and I also feel that she didn't realize how many lives she touched. And I feel that there was letters and cards sent about the help that she gave, and she always went that extra mile. And I feel that she instilled that love, she instilled that tenacity into her family and the people that she trained, because I do feel that she trained a few nurses, took a few nurses under her wing, especially in her later days. But she absolutely just wants to give you so much love, and she really wants to connect to you. And she's saying you inspire people, and she wants you to continue to do that. So thank you for working with me, Helen, and take this beautiful lady's love. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen, for that beautiful reading. I'm very much aware that I've got a child that wants to blend here and join in with us. And there's a lot of information here, so please bear with me. I do know that I want to talk about a fire, a house fire, although I'm not sure this is how the child went. But also in the back of this, I do see, and given this beautiful memory, this child on a tricycle, not a bicycle, tricycle. And I will talk of red, but also I want the fire engine as well. So this child would have loved anything to do with fire engines as well, because I do feel there is a connection in the family as we go back to either a fireman or the fire services in some manner there. I'm talking about going back quite a while with this. I don't think this is at present, but this beautiful child brings this whole array of emotions here, because I do feel that these emotions are still present in the family today. There's still that no getting over this, if you know what I mean there. But this beautiful child, I do feel was only I don't know, I'm not good with the age, but I don't feel we got into the teenage years here. And I keep seeing this child on this beautiful tricycle just doing, you would have a memory of this child just doing loops and loops and loops. So the feeling I'm getting here that this could possibly be not your child, but a relative, either, a brother or a nephew, or some connection, or a cousin here. And as they bring that beautiful memories, I want to say that there's been a lot of loss in your family. I do feel there's been a lot of loss and a lot of heartache, and it's still a hard battle for you to win through this. And this is what this child's coming, is trying to bring that innocence, that love, the love of, that only a child could have, in that innocence. And it feels as though that this child wants to be very much around you, to bring to you that comfort and that love, this innocence that he had here. Wow. Thank you, Jessica. Sounds like your cousin. I must admit, I did feel like it was more of a cousin, but I know of a relative here. He passed in the house fire. He was only 9 years old. Thank you, Jessica. He loved fire trucks, loved everyone. Brilliant. I do feel like I want to as well. Somebody who would have been, I've seen a very old style fire truck. So I feel like either a grandfather of his or somebody even the next generation before that, a great grandfather, would have had a connection to the fire services too, because I do feel this excitement. I also want to talk about a gold helmet. So would your cousin have had this gold helmet, fireman's helmet? I'm seeing it, in this gold or brass kind of color, and feeling very, very proud of that. I've got to say, what a delightful child he was, so full of energy, so full of love. And I do feel that he was absolutely a beautiful, beautiful person. Oh, he and his brother passed. Oh, bless. I can see how that would still have that effect in the family now. All right. But I also feel as though we're coming because they're waiting for somebody. So somebody else, I feel, is not. This is really bad, and I don't like to do this, but I feel as though somebody else might be not far before it's their transition as well. Because I feel as though we've come to help. We've come to help. We've come to help that passing. So would that make sense to you, Jessica, as well? Are we talking another country here? Because I do feel I want that connection to another country as well. So I feel we're not, it doesn't feel English to me in some way. But here's the thing that is confusing, yet it is quintessentially English. So it feels like it's conflicting there. So I'm just feeling as though they could be still following the English way of life, but possibly abroad, this connection abroad. Is this correct, Jessica? Could you just let me know here? I feel that this is why this child's come, this lovely soul has come, is to bring this beautiful light and energy to the emotions that we're going through at the moment, to the upheaval that is happening around you. And, I just felt, I think this child, it makes me laugh because I just want to say, I'm bringing the emergency services. I'm bringing the emergency services. All right. Which is his energy that he's bringing, that energetic power of love. So I do feel I want that much. I do want to talk about grandmother as well in the spirit, who also wants to come forward here and bring this love, because I feel she was a very big personality here. And I'm going to say here, she shows me she was quite a strong lady. I feel that and my grandmother possibly brilliant, and Alabama, brilliant. That's a connection abroad. Thank you. With the grandmother, again, I'm bringing this big personality, and I do feel that I want to talk that her voice might have been slightly baritone. It just felt a little deeper. Not for me, double connection possible. I have lost a dear friend recently. Okay. But I'm talking about the grandmother here because this is the feel I feel with the grandmother. That I know that she comes here as a very proud lady, this slightly deeper voice that could really put people in their place, but yet a heart of gold. And I know that we would have seen her quite often with a longish chain here with either a little medallion or a little pendant on it. And I know that this would come down to a bust level. And, I know that as I'm doing this, really want to push out my bust here, which is a bit hard for a man. So I do feel that she could have been, shall we just say, ample size here. All right. So she really strikes me as that. But I know she wanted to bring in that love. I know that she wanted to let herself be known in the family again, because I do feel that this is a presence that would be sorely missed and is actually needed at this moment in time. So take that with the love that's intended. And thank you for working with me.
Oh, Chris, that was lovely. Absolutely lovely. bring that lovely cousin through, and the grandma for Jessica. So that's wonderful. Thank you. I've got a gentleman here with me. And I know we've been talking about baking, but I just feel here that this gentleman must have worked in either a bakery or some place where they would have made bread, but in a factory condition, because he's got a white coat on, and he's dressed for the occasion. And I just feel here that he would have had a great sense of humor. He was one of those ones that would have been great with the one-liners. And I also heard here the name of Ned or Ted. And I do feel that this gentleman could be an uncle. And I feel that he loved to be with people. He was a very social man. But I also feel he sort of had two sides to him. So I feel there was a shyness, and he would come out with all the banter and all this and all the one-liners to hide the shyness that was really there. But I feel here that he would have got up really early in the morning, because I'm hearing like a hooter. Years ago they would have had these hooter things for the start of the day, and I just feel it was some sort of bakery or some sort of factory that he would have worked in to do with. Okay, so this might no, this one's definitely in the spirit world, Davy. So, but thank you for writing the comment there. But this gentleman, he comes across, and he's got a very big heart, and I feel he would have helped a lot of people again in his community. But I also feel that he loved his life as well, and I feel that he didn't always select the right things to eat, and I do feel this affected his heart, because I do feel he's a lovely cuddly man here. He comes in, he would have given you a big cuddle. I also feel that he would have had he's drawing attention to his wedding ring, so I feel here that he would have worn a wedding ring. So I feel that there's a connection to that as well. And as I said, I feel that it's the names of Ned or Ted. I can't quite suss out what I'm hearing, but I know it's Ned or Ted. And I feel that you would have known him when you were younger. So I feel he may go back a little bit in the family. Does this make sense to anybody at the moment? If it does, and he is an uncle, right? Now, this gentleman is in the spirit world, Davy. So I know that I've got a gentleman that's in the spirit world here. So if anybody can understand this, please let me know. I know that he struggled a bit towards the end of his life with his chest, and also his back. I know there was back issues as well, around the lower part of his spine. So I feel that there was back issues. I feel here there could have been an accident, because I'm hearing broke my back. So I feel that there was something about traction and something about his back as well. Let's just see what else he's coming here with. He's saying he's got a great sense of humor, and I do feel that he said towards the end of my life everything started to go wrong. So I do feel that there was quite a few issues with him. Is this making sense to anybody else? Is there any other comments coming up or not? Yes. Well, no, not at the moment. Okay. So I just feel here that, okay, let's just see see what else he's making me aware of. Right. Would anybody understand that someone is sort of going through some issues at the moment? Because I feel that he sort of stepped forward, and I feel that there's some issues connected here with some mental health. I feel that somebody here is connecting with some mental health issues, because I just feel this gentleman is stepping forward to help with some mental health issues that somebody is struggling with at the moment. So does that resonate with anybody? But this gentleman is here. I know that he not at the moment. Okay. Let's just see what else he's making me aware of here. Okay. Let me just, right. I just know that this gentleman's here. he would have worked in this factory conditions around with him. And I know that he would have had issues with his heart. He's a very warm, cuddly man, and he just wants to reach out to somebody here. Richard, can you just scroll the comments for me, please? Because I'm just going to see where I feel drawn to at the moment, because I can't see anybody's names or anything. So if you can do that, right, okay, so Jane can understand that. I just want to, so Karen Guns, she's just come out. Yes, okay. So Karen, does this all make sense with you? Because I feel here that he wants to reach out, because that's why I felt that I had to get the comments to scroll, because I feel that he wants to reach out. Now, this gentleman, I feel, was a very good communicator, and he would have listened. He was a good listener as well. And I feel that he wants to say that the spirit world are listening, and they are reaching out to somebody here that is struggling at the moment, because that person has been saying that no one is listening, and he's saying that we are listening. And he just wants to come in with some of the things that we've been sort of like talking about. And he's talking about the community. He's talking about coming together. So I feel that he must have gone through some tough times in his life as well. That's why he's stepping forward here to give help and support. And I also feel here that he just wants to give help and support to somebody that needs it. He's just taking me back to he was a man of routine as well. He loved structure, he loved routine in his life. And he's saying that someone needs to put a bit of structure and routine in their lives at the right. Okay, brilliant. That's brilliant, Karen. He's talking about structure and routine in your life. He's saying getting up early in the morning, because I do feel he got up early in the morning, and doing what he had to do, and being part of this factory or community that he used to be part of, sort of got him through, and the camaraderie of his colleagues helped him as well, and family. I want to say family was very, very important to him. And I feel that when he hurt his back, he went through some tough times. He's saying when there was back issues, that he went through some tough times. So he just wants to let you know, Karen, that he is here and he is listening. So he is around, and he's coming forward with love and support, as the spirit world always do. They always come through with love and support. So I hope that that makes sense to you, and thank you for working with me. Okay.
Oh, bless her. I love the way she says, yes, ma'am. Oh, that conjures up a whole load of things.
I know.
A whole lot of it. As you were working there, I was very much aware of a gentleman that was coming forward to me here, and I really feel like I'm talking about father or stepfather here. It gives me that strong, strong feeling. And as I see the picture within my mind, there must be a photograph or a memory of him sitting there with a guitar, because he shows me this guitar and this love of music. And the way he's presenting himself here reminds me very much of the 70s, or the late 70s and possibly the early 80s, of that style here. I know, as he informs me here, that, I never really did get to see you grow up or to become the person you are. I also want to he also wants to connect with you, because I know there should be a love of music, or somebody in the family is starting either to study music or work with music, or trying to learn some instrument themselves here. And I know that this was an incredibly proud man, but I want to talk about he was just a plain ordinary, stand-up man, stand-up guy. He shows me just wearing a shirt, and his arms would be rolled up nearly to the elbows here, slightly thicker shirt, and he was always comfortable with that. It was the top buttons were always undone. And that's just how he used to dress all the time. There was none of the suit and tie unless he really had to. And then I felt he had to be dragged into that kicking and screaming, but he was a lovely gentleman. And I know that there would have been issues with him. I don't know if you possibly knew this, but I did feel like there could have been slight mental health issues, which is quite a big topic now. But it was this love of music, and this. I know there has to be the photo, one of many photos of him, but somebody must recognize this photo with him sat. It looked like in front of a window on a sofa with this guitar and him leaning forward and possibly just looking down at this guitar, because he had this he gives me this with a fondness. So I know there would have been this love of his, because a love of music, passion of music. My dad played guitar with Joanne. Brilliant. Thank you. I kind of feel here, and that sounds like your grandfather. I hear Kelly as well. Okay, with your boat, listen, but I do feel like we're talking about it is, dad, as I said at the beginning here. So if I can work with you, Joanne, please. Um, yeah, thank you. It's definitely the guitar. And Joanne, thank you. Would you also understand, Joanne, that somebody else in the family is looking at music or studying music or wanting to get very involved in music here? Because I do feel like this father wants to say, I'm coming to join in like a little jam of it, and just to help. And I do feel with your father, I felt like a lot of this was self-taught with the music. He learned it himself. I think it just started at a young age with him, that he just started strumming around on this little guitar, and then his love and fondness of it grew over time. And I do feel like I want to just sing to you. So I do think he could have just sung to you as well. So Joanne, would you understand that? Would that be correct? I kind of feel too that I want to talk about how, just recently we've been talking about Dad. We've been going over the memories. And I feel like I want to talk about sorting through photos and memorabilia to do with Dad. And because I hear here, remember this, remember that. And it was bringing up all these beautiful memories, like we were talking about earlier, of childhood, of growing up, and the love in the household that was felt. I've got to say this was a strong man, but very strong in the family. His belief in the family was unshakable. And I just, lovely personality too. I do feel he smoked as well, because I'm getting a little bit of the cigarette smoke here, but it's his smile. And can I say self-taught? Great, thank you. So this is all qualifying everything I've said here. Joanne, he tells me here that there's a definite look of him in you. He says there, when we look in the mirror, there is that look of him, and I think you have that same cheeky smile that he had, because he talks about getting away with a lot here because of his cheek, his personality, his character, and his humor, because he was quite a humorous man too. But yet he did love his solitude, which you do as well. He knows that he just wants to sit there. And I just feel that sometimes he would sit there with that guitar and just strum on it a little bit, just to relax, just to take his mind to this beautiful place, And he says here that I do feel like I want to just sit and watch the sunset with you. So have you been watching the sunset just of late? Because I just feel I want to sit there, look at that, feel all melancholy, and just remember things as they were, but look at now too. And he smoked a pipe. Thank you very much. I know that I had that smell too, of the tobacco. And he really was such a big character. You're his double. Excellent. All right. Thank you. You know, very handsome man, so you must be a very beautiful lady. So, that's me just scoring my brownie points for the day. All right. So, but I do feel that too, that he would have loved the family celebrations. And he brings this in because if this must be correct, that I know we've got 3 birthdays coming up in October and into November. And I know that I'm getting ready for these celebrations, and I do feel he was very good at the little ditties, wasn't he, with the guitar, so he could make up his own little tune, his own little song, but it would be pretty darn good, and it would be pretty spot on. So just accept his love, accept these memories, know that I'm still with you, he says here. Know that you have been going through these things to do with his life, but he says here that you've got so much more to offer, and that he's so proud of you. He's so proud of you. And I know that he wants to say, whatever's happening now, we can do this. And he uses that word very strongly. We can do this. So I know he's walking side by side with you. So accept his love and his joy. And I'll say thank you.
Oh, that was lovely, Chris. That was really lovely. I'm just going to do a little short one because I know time is cracking on, but I just had to acknowledge this beautiful cat that draws close to me and joins me from the spirit world. I just know that this cat would have loved to be around people. It was a very people cat, and it's a big fluffy cat, and it would have always sat on the windowsill. And there's a lady that comes in with this cat, and I do feel that it could possibly be her cat, because I know that she's stroking it, and I know that it's sort of like purring all round her. So I know that this cat and this lady come in together, and I don't feel that she's been in the spirit world that long, and she just wants to let someone know that they've arrived, that they have arrived safely. I'm going to stay with that they have arrived safely. So I feel that the cat is with her, and she just comes in, and I feel that this lady is an aunt, but I feel that she was very close to her niece. And I feel that there's still some issues going on with the estate, or with with all the paperwork and documentation. There's still some things hanging about. And she wants to say that that's not important. That's not important, because I feel this has been going on for a little bit of a time. Some stuff's been going on, and I feel it's causing a little bit of stress to the people here that are going through it. And she's saying, do you know what? That all that stuff is not important, and she doesn't want you to get stressed about it. So does this make sense to anybody at the moment? Because if it does, let me know. Please put your comments in quickly, because we are sort of coming up to nothing yet. Okay. Because I just feel here that she just wants to reach out to say, no, this is not important. And I feel she was a lady that, she said, when I was here, I did take life quite seriously. And I do feel that she was quite a methodical lady. I do know that she would have had some nice jewelry as well, because she's drawing attention to pearls and also rings. So I feel this has also caused a little bit of issue. And I feel here that she just wants to reach out with a lot of love to her niece, I want to say. But she just wants to come here. And I feel that there was a cancer condition here that she passed with. And she passed with a cancer condition. But she said, you know what? It was my time to go. I just feel that I wanted to go. It was her time to go. I know that the name Pat is connected, so I don't know if that's a name for somebody here, or a name in the spirit world. And also the name of John is connected as well. And Patrick and Edward is also connected within, and I want to say within the family. She's a very elegant lady. She's a very calm lady, and she has a lot of poise about her, but also a lot of inner strength. She's got a lot of inner strength that she wants to pass on. She's giving someone her inner strength here that she wants to pass on. And she's coming through with a great deal of love. She was also the sort of lady that would have said her piece and that would have been it. She wouldn't have dilly-dallied about things. She would have been to the point and sort of said her piece. And I do feel that she just wants things to, she's saying let bygones be bygones. So I feel that there's still some issues within the family, or still issues here, that she wants things to be ironed out and sorted out. So if this makes sense to anybody, please let me know. Ironed out and sorted out. This is what she's making me aware of. So if you know of this, please let me know. Please put your comments in and let me know that this is correct, because she's just coming here with the cat. She was very thoughtful as well. And I do feel she, towards the end of her life, she was she thought about things. She thought about a lot of things. She's taken me to November. Right, okay, I'll ask my aunt, as her very good friend Pat has just passed. Okay, Debbie, so you can sort of possibly understand that. She's taking me to November. So I know that November is for an anniversary here. And I want about the 17th of November, around that time. And I do feel that she wants to get the message across about the documentation and the paperwork. She's saying it's not important. So I think someone here is hanging on to all of this, Debbie. So if you can just find out and say that she's saying that it's not important, and that's all she wants to say on the matter, because she knows that we're in a public forum. So if you can understand that, please pass on her love and her best wishes. She's quite a formal lady in a funny sort of way. She would have liked to have done things properly. But she's very sort of traditional as well. So if you can pass all this on, Debbie, please do, and also pass on her best wishes and her love. And thank you for your comments and for speaking up. So
Excellent, thank you. You got there, Karen.
I got there. I normally do. I normally get there in the end. So,
Brilliant,
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
brilliant. Can I just add something? I'm sorry to interrupt her there, but while you were talking, I was thinking I was getting some of the same evidence here. But I just felt as though when we went to the November, I felt as though we could be talking about her funeral.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
not trying to
Well,
interject, but I
no,
just felt as
but
though we could be talking about her funeral,
but
because I was thinking, oh, yes, yes.
yeah. Do you know what? It was interesting because we ought to try a double link next week, I think, just to give that a go, because I think
Absolutely wonderful. I'm
I
up
love
for
doing
that.
I love doing we could do we could end with a double link or something, because sometimes you do feel the same evidence, and so it would be nice to give that a go, give that a double link maybe. So we might do that next week.
Brilliant. So that brings us to another close of another week, and it's
I
been quite a
know.
good week, hasn't it? A good one this
It's
week.
been fabulous. I've so enjoyed it. I've loved all the interactions from you guys out in the SPTV family. That's what we want. We want you
We're
to
teaching
join
them
in.
slowly but surely. They're getting interactive. We'll get there. We will get there,
We will. It's
So
lovely to have your comments and your feedback. It's like a conversation with lots of people, a wonderful discussion of life. And I think that's fabulous.
thank
So
you,
don't,
Tony.
yes, thank
Saying
you,
we're
Tony.
awesome. I'll agree with
Oh,
that
that's
statement.
lovely. Absolutely, absolutely. We're
Okay.
all awesome, all three of us, including our Richard as well.
Exactly.
But please, ladies and gentlemen, lovely SPTV family, remember that Tuesday, Ashley Robinson